Court is back in session. We're in session in cause number 330656. Case of style of state of Texas versus Francisco J. Chavez Valencia. We have attorney Lauren Lefton, who is the attorney for Mr. Chavez Valencia. And we also have present Mr. Daniel Boyd, who is Assistant District Attorney for Jefferson County. Ms. Lefton, how are you doing?
Good. I apologize for having to meet y'all in these circumstances. So I do appreciate you giving me some time to speak with the court for a few minutes.
Okay, now, Ms. Lefton, your client, Francisco Chavez Valencia, his bond was forfeited. His bond was forfeited November 17th of 2021. And there's currently a warrant out for his arrest.
Yes, sir. That is my understanding.
Okay.
I'll be honest, this is the first case I've handled in Jefferson County, and I don't recall why I did not make an appearance on the 17th on my client's behalf or do an appropriate motion for continuance. I did have many other cases set that day, and I'll be honest, I never make this mistake. So I just wanted to apologize to the court, and I truly feel terrible that my client is suffering the consequences of my mistake. I did speak to Raymond Shearer earlier today, and this is a traffic appeal. So we do have a resolution for this. I did reach out to my client because I do understand because of the warrant, he either needs to turn himself in and bond out again, or possibly we could appear for a plea because Mr. Shearer and I did resolve the matter. However, upon contacting my client, I found out that he is currently in Mexico. And so my obvious concern is when returning to the US, he is a citizen, but returning to the US, that may be an issue at the border. And, I'm just here. I'm here to fall on my sword. This is 100% my mistake. And I'm trying to fix it. I'm unfamiliar with y'all's county. And so I just wanted to approach the court to see if there was anything if I could do. I can appear in person at any time. So I just wanted to approach the court to see if there was any possibility of resolving this somehow.
Well, I don't know if there's any way, when you say resolving it, what do you mean by resolving it?
Well, I don't know if the court would allow me to appear in person and my client do a plea in absentia because it's for an unsupervised deferred is my understanding. And I can make payment that day. I would work with any direction the court gives me, I will work with. So,
I mean, I can't give you any legal advice.
No, I'm not looking for legal, of course not, sir. I'm just saying if the court would allow me to appear on my client's behalf because it is a traffic appeal. In my experience, some other courts typically do allow attorneys to appear without their client for traffic appeals. I don't know if the court would allow that, and then I would appear as soon as possible to take care of the matter.
Well, I don't know. I would have to research that. I know typically you can't do. I know in municipal court and in JP court you can do you can appear on behalf of your client. Correct. I don't know if we can do the same here because his case was appealed up, and so he gets a trial de novo in county court at law. Yes. And so typically, I know I had a case before where we had it wasn't a Class C appeal, but I know the law is clear that you can't have a plea in absentia. And in particular with this case, there are fingerprints and things of that nature, that has to be done, which is unlike the JP court or the JP or the municipal courts.
Right, right.
I mean, we have some different procedures here in county court at law. So
I totally understand that. If I'm able to provide you information where a attorney can handle a case, a traffic appeal, without the client present, would you consider that for review? Or
I mean, I'm gonna follow whatever the law is.
of course,
Whatever.
yeah,
I mean, you have to have some case law, and of course, the state
of
can
course,
provide a brief as well, and then we can decide. We need to know what the law is, but I do
yes,
know. But as I said earlier, we have some problems with one of the things is fingerprints. How you gonna get a first fingerprint if they're not present on a judgment?
right. No,
Yeah,
well,
I'm talking off the
right,
top of my head, so I don't know what the law is, the state of the law is regarding that issue. That issue, as I said earlier, has to be researched, and whatever the law is regarding that, that's what the court is going to follow.
of course, I totally understand that, and obviously that's appropriate. So, um, and would the court consider recalling the warrant given the possible issues at the border, or?
No, I mean, the court is gonna follow law on that. And, we're looking at the Article 42.125 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure as it relates to bonds,
Uh-huh,
as well as Article 22.13 as it relates to bonds causes which will exonerate. First of all, the court has not conducted a hearing in this matter. And two, there's not been any evidence that suggests to the court that the bond should be set aside based on what I've heard. And then the court is going to take judicial notice of the court's file, and in the file, there is a notice of setting that was sent to you on September 24th of 2021.
right,
And in that notice of setting, it has a court date of November 17th of 2021 at 9 a.m.
yes, sir.
And also in that notice, it states that it was faxed by the court to you at a fax number that I'm not going to put over YouTube.
Thank you.
And that date was the same date of the notice, September 24th of 2021. So the court has it. I mean, just by looking at the court's file, the court, the file suggests that notice was sent out and received by you with the court date of November 17th of
Right,
2021.
right. And, I'm just here trying to, like I said, I feel terrible that my client is suffering the consequences of my mistake. So, in other courts, I have had judges have the ability to recall a warrant, and I have in other courts with traffic appeals, either appeared without my client or have been able to mail in all payment and all the paperwork. But I understand that y'all have y'all's procedures, and I totally respect that. So I was just trying to find some sort of solution, like I said, to resolve this and have this something. I'm trying to take responsibility for my mistake. So
Understand. Okay. So as it stands, the bond forfeiture is going to stay in place, and then the court is going to, I guess, give you time to do some research, provide
Okay.
brief to the court, and we'll do the same with the state. They can do some research on that issue as well.
Yes, I will speak with them further about it, but that'll be my project for tomorrow. So I do appreciate your time and at least your willingness to consider me appearing on their behalf.
Okay.
Okay,
Mr.
wonderful.
Boyd, do you have anything you'd like to say or add?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor. I'll be looking at that issue as well, just to make sure that we making the right decision on it.
Okay. Okay. So at this time, Ms. Lefton, you're excused. And
Thank
have a
you.
blessed day. And Mr. Boyd, you're also excused and you have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.